how basketball shoes evolved over time and how they impacted the sport. Let's get started. First, we will start at the very beginning. With basketball becoming a more popular sport, the need for basketball sneakers was increasing. So in 1917, Converse, a rubber shoe company, made the All-Star. It was a high-top sneaker, meaning it would go up to your ankle. It was made of canvas, a type of fabric, and rubber. You're probably wondering, was it a success? And the answer is yes. With it being the only basketball sneaker, there were no other choices for players to wear. After a few years, a man by the name of Chuck Taylor approached the company with some fresh ideas on how to make the sneaker better. Chuck Taylor was a basketball player and salesman and ended up making some very important edits to the sneaker. The biggest being he added a patch to the ankle area to protect players' ankles. With Chuck being an incredible salesman, he was able to make it even more popular than it was before. The founder of Converse was so impressed with him that he put his name on the patch, making it the Chuck Taylor All-Star. This would be known as what's called today as the first endorsement deal for a basketball player. An endorsement deal for a basketball player is when a basketball player gets a contract and makes money from something besides basketball. When I said they were made out of fabric, you were probably thinking, how can they make a sneaker out of fabric? After all, fabric is not so durable, and imagine it being used as a shoe. Fortunately, it was not used for many more sneakers. Leather would be used to this day. The first leather sneaker came in 1969, and it was the Adidas Superstar. This would be known as, this is, in my opinion, one of the most famous sneakers of all time. Some of those famous sneakers were made out of leather. Like the Clyde, the Pearl leather, and the Air Jordan 1. The other similarity between these sneakers is that they are all made in the 70s and 80s. The 70s and 80s were considered the peak of something called the brand wars. This is when sneaker companies were trying to get the best players to sign with their company. Converse had the best players in the 70s and 80s with players like Julius Erving, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson. However, it did not stay the same after the 70s and 80s. With all those players retired, Nike became the best sneaker brand and is arguably still. Nike has done a lot for sneakers and sneaker technology. For example, they were the first to put air soles in sneakers. Air soles are air pockets, and Nike would use them as a cushioning system and still do. With basketball becoming a more high-flying sport, sneakers would need more cushioning. Nike is also still trying to make sneaker technology better to this day. When I interviewed Mark Smith, the executive for design at Nike, he said that for each shoe they make, they try and make their technology just a little bit better. However, they didn't just revolutionize technology, they've affected sneaker history. Their sneakers were made for one of the most famous stories and one of the most famous sneakers of all time. I'm talking about the Air Jordan 1. When it was released, a certain colorway or a certain color pattern, the one up on the board, was a dress code violation of the NBA. This meant every time Michael Jordan wore them on court, he was fined $5,000. Nike took advantage of this and used it as advertisement. Basically, the slogan was, even though the NBA banned them, they can't stop you from wearing them. They even did more than that. Nike also affected sneaker contracts. Like I said earlier, a sneaker contract is where a sneaker company gives money to a player to make sneakers with said company. Nike had a lot of sneaker contracts worth a lot of money. They had the first ever $100 million contract and gave it to, you guessed it, Michael Jordan. This also shows that endorsements have no limit because Nike has the 4 biggest sneaker endorsement contracts right now. They gave them to Michael Jordan at $110 million, LeBron James at $32 million, Kevin Durant at $25 million, and Kobe Bryant at $16 million. This also shows how rare a $100 million contract is because none of the other ones besides Michael Jordan's are even close to $100 million. While we're on the topic of money, let's talk about one of the last things I have to say, sneaker pricing and how inconsistent it is. You probably think that as the years go by, the price of sneakers increases a lot, but they really don't. The Chuck Taylor went for around $55, while 78 years later, the Air Jordan 1 went for around $65. You probably also thought that all the sneakers in the same time were about the same amount of money, but no yet. The same year the first $200 sneaker came out, the Air Jordan 17 in 2002, one of the best players at the time, Stephon Marbury, released the Starbury for less than $15. Can you believe that? You probably think that the less expensive one was more of a success, but it wasn't. Stephon went bankrupt and it was a huge failure. On the other hand, the Air Jordan became one of his most famous sneakers. They said that it could have been a failure for 2 reasons. The first is that the Air Jordan company was very successful, and the company that made the Starburys weren't. The other reason might be that people like paying a lot of money for sneakers, which sounds crazy, but it is true. As you can see, sneaker pricing is very inconsistent, but don't worry. Just from what I told you, you can still buy sneakers for about any price. Overall, sneakers have changed dramatically and had a big impact on basketball. Next time you see a basketball sneaker, know it is way more than just a shoe. For more information, go to my blog. Thanks for listening.